Miracles. A miracle is an event of divine providence exceeding the natural properties of created things. There are many miracles that were performed in the Bible by servants of God, such as Moses, Abraham, Elisha, Elijah, and Jesus Christ. Why miracles were performed in the Bible. 1. Authentication of messenger and messages, e.g. Moses performing the 10 plagues. 2. Demonstration of divine power and authority. 3. Invitation to faith. Miracle converted many people to following Jesus. Can an answered prayer be considered as a miracle? Let us know your opinion on the comment section. Yes, answered prayers can be considered as a miracle. In today's world, do miracles still exist? Let's refer to John 14:12. Truly, truly, I say to you, he who believes in me shall do the works that I do, he will also do. Greater works than these he will do. Jesus also promised anything that we ask through his name we shall receive, meaning he will answer prayers. The video that follows describes a miracle that happened in real life by Fr. Dan Rehill. Let us know in the comments section if you have experienced a miracle. Subscribe and share. Thank you.
You know, I was at Medjugorje a few years ago. I just finished my book with Father Jason about suicide, and I was hearing confessions, and I came out of the confessional, and I was going to turn left to go down where the Eucharistic adoration was, and something just caused me to turn to the right. There's 1,000 people in front of St. James, and I saw this just nice, beautiful looking lady. She's probably 28, all by herself, crying profusely. Nobody's even looking at her. It's like, wow, that's strange. So I went over to her, and I said, are you okay? I didn't know where she was from. I mean, I didn't know, but I figured she didn't speak English, she'd tell me. And I said, are you okay? And she said, no. And I said, may I ask why? And she said, because life isn't worth living anymore. And I just finished the book on suicide with Father Jason, and she says, it's not worth living anymore. Nobody loves me. And I spent the time with her, 45 minutes, convincing her that the most important one of all loves her, and that's God. He wouldn't have created her, and he wouldn't allow her to stay in existence if he didn't love her. And so I went through the whole principles of the book and everything. And so when we finished, after 45 minutes, I said to her, I said, you know, you're an amazing person. She was from Ukraine. This was before the war began. And as we were wrapping up, I said to her, I said, may I ask? I said, you know, you're from Ukraine. And she says, yes. And I said, wow, you have so much to live for. You're so smart, you're pretty, you are kind. And I said, and you speak perfect English. And she goes, what, Father? I said, yeah, you're from Ukraine, but you speak perfect English. She goes, Father, I don't speak English. She goes, I only speak Ukrainian. I said, well, I don't speak Ukrainian. I says, I'm speaking to you in English. She says, no, you're not. You're speaking to me in Ukrainian. I'm talking to you in Ukrainian. I said, you're talking to me in English. And then I realized, oh my, praise be to God. This is true speaking in tongues. I didn't even know it.